Hello guys, welcome to my channel PyLenin. If you are a Python developer, Python enthusiast or someone who is curious to know more about Python programming, consider subscribing. Today we are going to talk about dictionaries in Python. Apart from lists, Python contains another similar data type called a dictionary. A dictionary consists of a key value pair. Each key in the dictionary maps to its associated value. For example, here I have a dictionary called my_info. I have a key called name and the value is Lenin Mishra. I have a key called age and the value is 27. I have a key called place and the value is Amsterdam. Notice that every key value pair is separated by a colon. Now, similar to lists, dictionary also have the following characteristics. For example, both list and dictionaries are mutable. So you can change the key value pairs according to your will. Also, dictionaries are very dynamic. So you can add and remove elements based on your requirements. Similar to lists, dictionaries can also be nested. As we can have list within a list, you can also have dictionary within a dictionary. The difference between list and dictionaries come from accessing elements. In lists, we can access elements using their index. However, in dictionary, we have to access the elements using their keys. So, let's go ahead and do some practice with the dictionaries. Let's go ahead and declare a dictionary in Python. So here I can say a variable my_info and declare a dictionary. Now lists are declared using square brackets, right? But dictionaries are declared using curly brackets. So I can say curly brackets and then within it I can say name and I can assign the value Lenin Mishra and then I can declare another key called age and assign the value 27. Now if we go ahead and print this, Python is going to run perfectly. It is going to return us the dictionary that we have assigned to the variable my_info. Now, remember one thing, you can put anything inside a value. A value can be anything. For example, here the value is Lenin Mishra. Let's change it to 1, 2, 3. Random, nothing specific. Then also Python runs it. If I put a list here, 1, 2, 3, then also Python is going to run it. So basically, also we can put dictionaries here as we discussed in the presentation. We can have nested dictionaries. So for values, there is no objection. You can put anything inside it. However, for the keys, there is some objection. The first objection is you can only use immutable data types. What is immutable? Data types that you cannot change after you have declared them. For example, a string is an immutable data type. Once you have declared a string, you cannot change it. An integer is an immutable data type. You cannot change it after you have declared it. However, list, dictionaries, sets, these are mutable data types. So you can change them after you have declared them. So for key, you only can use immutable data types. For example, this is text, this is a string, this is fine. If I say it's 1, 2, 3, then also it's going to be fine. It's going to run perfectly. However, if I put here 1, 2, 3, I use list as a key, Python is going to return us an error, type error basically. So this is the basic requirement of defining a dictionary in Python. One more thing, you can see here all the key. Let's first change this. Let's call it name again. Now you can see here a key and a value here are separated by a colon and the key value pairs, so this is a key value pair, this is a key value pair, are separated by commas, similar to list, right? In list, elements are separated by commas. Here also, key value pairs are separated by commas. Let's go ahead and talk about accessing elements from dictionaries. Here you can see I have my original dictionary, my_info, and here I have created a list, my_info_list, which basically contains the values that we have in the dictionary, just the values. Now I want to show you the difference between list and dictionaries. So if I want to access a value from a list, I have to access it using index. So I can say my_info_list and let's take the 0th index, right? So then, all right, run debug, sorry. And then Python is going to return us 1, 2, 3. Basically the element which is on the 0th index, that is what Python is going to return us. However, there is no such thing as 0th index in dictionary, right? So if I say my underscore info and I pass in 0, Python is going to return us probably a key error. Exactly. It returns us a key error saying there is no key in 0. So in dictionary, we have to get the element that we want using the key. So here I can see there is a key called name. So if I print my underscore info and then within brackets name, Python is going to return me 1, 2, 3, right? So this is the difference between list and dictionaries. Let's now see how we can build a dictionary incrementally, right? So first, let's define my underscore info variable again, and we assign it an empty dictionary, right? So curly brackets, no information within, and if I print it, basically this is an empty dictionary. So there is nothing. Now let's go ahead and see how we can put elements inside a dictionary one by one. So here, if let's say I want to put the key name and my name as the value, right? So I can say here my underscore info, again square brackets, like we saw how to access elements. So basically we have to define the key that we are putting and we have to assign it the value that we want to put for that key. So I can say my underscore info square brackets, then within double quotation name, because that's the key I want, and I can assign it the value Lenin Mishra. Now if I print my underscore info, we have the key value pair name Lenin Mishra inside our dictionary. Similarly, let's go ahead and again put my age inside the dictionary. So I want to define a key called age and assign the value 27 to that key. So again I can say my underscore info age and say 27. Now if I print this, we'll have both name and the age keys and their associated values, right? So this is how you can add elements to the dictionary. Let's now talk about what is going to happen if we try to add a same key with a different value again to our dictionary. So we already have a key called age here, and if we run this code, we'll get a key value pair of age with the value 27. What if here, let's say by mistake or knowingly, I say my info square bracket age and I assign it the value 34. So if I run this code now, you will see now we have a key value pair of age with the value 34 to it, which is the latest value. So basically you can never have one key more than once in your dictionary. The keys are always unique. If you try to add the same key again, Python will take your new value of that key and update it to the old value in the dictionary. Let's now talk about some built-in functions associated with dictionaries. The first one that we are going to talk is about accessing elements from the dictionary. Now, we already saw that we can access an element from a dictionary using their key names. So basically, if I say name here, Python is going to return me Lenin Mishra, the value associated with it, right? However, don't you think it's very tumultuous and hectic to actually type in the key? What if we have a dictionary as big as this? I mean, here I have 1, 2, 3, 6 key value pairs in a dictionary. There will be dictionaries where there will be like 100 key value pairs, and the keys can also have huge names. I mean, qualification writing it down is a huge name, right? Compared to indices in list where we just write the number there. So here in Python, we have a built-in function called items. So what I can say is, let's say items equal to, items is a variable I'm defining here. I can say my underscore info dot items. Now items is going to return you an iterable. So basically if I do list my underscore item, this is going to return us a list of all the iterables in the dictionary. So here if I run this Python code now, oh sorry, I didn't print it. Let's print it out. So if I run this Python code now, here you can see a list with tuples inside it basically, which says this is the key, this is the value, this is the key, this is the value. So now it gets very easy to iterate on them. You remember in list we said for element in list print element, so you get all the elements in ordered sequence. Here also we can do the same. So I can say for key comma value in my underscore info dot items print key comma value. So now if we run this, you can see Python will return us everything that we have here in an ordered sequence. This is the key, this is the value, this is the key, this is the value. So this built-in function items makes it easier to iterate over the elements of dictionary and make changes to them whenever we want. For example, if I say, let's say I want to make change to the age key, right? I have put it 27, let's change the value. So here I can say for key comma value in my info dot items, if key equal to age, then I can say my info key equal to, let's say 50, right? So this will iterate over all the key value pairs. If the key is age, then it will set the value of that key to 50, right? So let's do this and then let's print my underscore info. So now if you see, name is Lenin Mishra, age is 50 now. So this is how we change the value of a key in dictionary using the items built-in function. So we talked about the items built-in function, right? You can get the key value pairs and iterate over them. There are also built-in functions by which we can only get the keys or the values of a dictionary. And those are the keys and the values built-in function. Let's go ahead and try them out. So for iterating over both key value pair, we said d.items or dictionary.items. If we just want to get the keys, I can say keys equal to my underscore info dot keys. This is basically going to return an iterable with all the keys inside it. So if I say list of this and print out the keys, we can see Python returns us a list of all the keys: name, age, place, hobby, height, qualification. Similarly, if we just want to get the values instead of the keys, here instead of keys I can say values, and then I can, if I print this, Python is going to return me all the values that are present in our dictionary. So these are basically built-in functions that will help you to get all the elements, whether keys or values or both, as iterables, so you can iterate and make your changes. Let's now talk about a built-in function which is going to be a safe way to access an element inside a dictionary. So here in the dictionary you can see there are keys like name, age, place, hobby, height, qualification. What if by mistake I try to access a key which is not there in the dictionary? For example, I can say my underscore info and out of nowhere I want to get the key weight, right? Now the weight key is not there in the dictionary, but if I print this, Python is going to return me a key error. Now sometimes it can be, frustrating to see key errors and errors like this. So there is a better way to access the element of a list without getting any kind of error, which is by using the get built-in function. So here I can say, instead of directly saying weight here, right, square bracket weight, I can say dot get weight, then I can say the key that I want to get weight, and then I can put a comma saying if you don't get the key, return unknown, right? So basically my underscore info dictionary dot get, then within brackets first mention the key that you want to get, and then an alternative keyword that is going to be returned if the key is not found in the dictionary. So if I run this, Python is going to return me unknown. So it doesn't return me any kind of error. This is very useful in your coding, in your professional coding career. Let's now talk about removing elements from the dictionary. Now, the first thing that we have discussed is basically pop, right? So here I can say my underscore info, let's first declare a variable. So I can say popped equal to my underscore info dot pop. And then I have to mention the key that I want to pop. Remember the pop built-in function in list, it works kind of the similar way. So in list, if you just say list.pop, it is going to pop the last element. Here we have to pass in the key that we want to pop. So inside it I can say name, and then let's print popped, and then print the dictionary. Basically, how does the dictionary looks after it has been popped? So when I say print popped, you can see that Python returns me the value of the key that I popped, right? So if I put the key name inside the pop method, so Python return me the value that of the key that we popped, and now the new dictionary does not contain anything that basically doesn't contain the key that we popped, right? Now let's go ahead and try out another built-in function. This is basically called pop item. So with the pop built-in method, we have to pass in as key. By the way, if I don't pass in anything here, Python is going to return me an error saying pop expected at least one argument, right? So make sure every time you use the pop method, pass in an argument. Now there is another similar method called pop item. And for pop item, you don't need to pass in any argument. In fact, if you pass in an argument, it will going to return you an error. So let's go ahead and try out my_info.popItem. What pop item does is, pop item is going to pop out the last key value pair of your dictionary and return it to you as a tuple. So here you can see the last key value pair is qualification MSc, and it is going to return me qualification MSc as a tuple as the popped value. Okay. Don't worry what tuples are. We are going to cover tuples in the next tutorial. For now, you don't need to know them. And then here you can see the dictionary is basically does not have qualification MSc key value pair. So basically this is what pop item does. Now if I try to pass in a key here, let's say name, it is going to throw me an error saying pop item takes no argument. So don't put in any argument inside pop item. However, the pop method takes in one argument, that is the key. Now let's say we want to remove everything, right? Ideally we wouldn't want to, but let's say we want to remove everything. There is a built-in method called clear. So if I do my_info.clear and then I print out my_info, there is nothing. So clear basically removes everything that is there in your dictionary. Let's now talk about how can we update a dictionary. So let's say I have a dictionary my_info. It has all the key value pairs related to me. Now I have another dictionary called my latest info, and I just checked that my height has increased by 2 cm. I mean, it's just an example. So either I can iterate over all the elements in the dictionary and change it, or if I know that this height key exists, the same key exists in my earlier dictionary, what I can do here is I can update that key in my original dictionary with this value. So what I can say is, I can say my_info dot update, then I say here my latest info. So I just pass in the new dictionary into the update method for the old dictionary. So if I do this and I print my_info, then you will see that my height has become 192 here. So this is basically what the update method does. Now if let's say here there is another thing called another key that is not present in the old dictionary, then what update method will do is it will add that key to the old dictionary. So let's say I have something called address here and I say fourplex. Now this key value pair was not there in my old dictionary, right? But if I now do this, here you will see the address fourplex has also been added to my old dictionary. So this is basically how the update method works. So that's all for dictionary, guys. Now remember, understanding the basics of a concept is important. However, it is also important that you solve programming questions and challenges. On my Facebook page PyLenin, I publish a lot of Python puzzles very frequently. So go ahead, check out the page and try to solve those Python puzzles using the knowledge you have gained through the tutorials. Thank you guys. I will see you in the next tutorial.